Hello, everyone. For this demo today, we're going to show you how to deploy a Solidity contract on Hedera using the SDK. And we're just going to interact with it a bit and just go through our GitHub repo Arkhia quick start just to kind of see how we can speed up this process. So for that, you can use the documentation. So we have a few demo applications. We're starting with this Fairtrade Coffee demo. It's quite complete. There's a few steps, so feel free to take a look and see if there's any parts you would like to interact more. To deploy a Solidity contract, just going to show you, we're using OpenZeppelin interfaces. You can also just take a look here, and the Hedera Solidity libraries for the Hedera token service. Very comprehensive documentation, so a mix of Solidity with Hedera libraries that help us to kind of bootstrap some functionality to achieve our goals. For this contract, I'm just going to show you, it's going to be a Solidity contract that's actually going to move token. So that'll be a HTS token, and it's going to allow you to donate HBARs. And when that is done, it's going to store the donators inside the contract, and we're going to be able to pull some data from there. So let's go and look a bit at the contract, how it looks. So you can also, like I said, always look at the documentation. There's an event that's fired whenever there's a donation. We're just storing some metadata here at the constructor and just doing very basic stuff. So getting contract balance, getting the token balance. But at the beginning, so we're going to get some data. Just want to put attention when we mint the token. This is a payable address. And what's happening is we're setting a renew period. And this is where we actually leveraging the interface to kind of mint the token. So let's see how we will do the steps to kind of get this done and deployed on the Hedera DLT. So first, I'm going to go to my code base, and I'm going to open Arkhia Quick Start. For those that you don't know, in the entrance setup, you do have some reference here at getting started. This is our public repo, so there's a few code snippets that you can use. So there's examples and contract handlers and all that kind of stuff. So feel free to take a look. Always work in progress, but happy to hear your thoughts, and we're going to continue to grow that code base. So going back here at the quick start root, I'm just going to do a health check, just make sure everything is kind of loaded. Okay, so that's just part of the code, and I am going to go to Node.js examples, Fairtrade Coffee. And I'm going to open this 1.1 deploy contract. And we're going to see a few things happening here. We're going to load some testnet clients. So this is all on testnet. I'm going to just follow up some Arkhia, some token info. So I'm going to call it Arkhia. I'm going to show the token that I want to mint. So I'm going to call it AFTC demo, maybe, for this, Arkhia Fairtrade. And I'm going to set up the initial supply. So that's all going to be set inside the contract. It's also going to reference the bin. So I'm just going to show you a little bit how to do that. Our contract is here, inside contracts, Hedera contract, Fairtrade token. Okay, so deploy contract, if we look a little deeper, you can see that we're just calling this store and deploy coffee contract, which calls a contract handler. This is just using the SDK. You can use JSON RPC Relay and use Truffle and Hardhat. For this example, we're just using SDK. You're welcome to use these methods here that allows you just to kind of deploy a contract, even if it's above 6 kilobytes. It allows you just to kind of chunk that in and deploy, just in case you want to have a little bit of a shortcut there. So we're just going to do that. First, I just want to recreate the bin and the API. So I'm just going to call solcjs that you can install on your machine, and that is in the documentation. Okay, so there's some warnings. Don't pay attention. Just want to make sure that is in the build. There we go. We have the API and we have the bin. So all I need to do now, I'm just going to call node 1.1 deploy contract. So go to Node.js Fairtrade contract. See, I'm under examples, and just call deploy contract. So first, it's going to deploy the contract into the file system. It's minting the token. Okay, great. Seems everything went well. So a little description. So we have the new contract ID deployed in the testnet, the Solidity ID. The token has been minted. This is a new ID. And we're just doing some sanity check here and calling the methods. So you're welcome to check as well inside our code how to just kind of get that type of data. And you can see the token balance is 100,000, like we mentioned. There's some initial contract balance, and the fair trade number of buyers for now is 0. Last but not least, we have the output, and I'm going to use our Explorer and kind of see if everything has been created. Okay, cool. So it seems like everything is working as it should on the testnet. So you see the contract, the balance. Here we have just the AFC demo token that we just minted. And let me just verify now our contract token. Okay. So we see Arkhia fair trade. This is the symbol that we added, and pay attention that the treasury account is the contract ID itself. One last comment: to actually get this data from the contract, just keep in mind, I'm just actually putting in the balance at the moment. It does take a little bit of HBARs. So, in production environments, just keep that in mind for now until some of this functionality is pulled down to the mirror node. And that's all for this example. Feel free to take a look and see. Hopefully you can also deploy your contracts on Hedera.